thanks Srinivas for his valuable lecture. Now we will invite Sri Subhash Jadoo, Executive Director, Food Corporation of India, New Delhi. He is from New Delhi. He will deliver lecture on quality control. Quality control, stocks and PDS. Please.
Good afternoon. First of all, I am thankful to Mr. Chakrapani that he has given me this occasion to talk to you about Food Corporation of India. I have some of the familiar faces here whom I have interacted during my last session in West Bengal. I have already my presentation with the Training Institute available. I am not particular to go slide by slide upon into the events of FCI, but wherever you feel it is required some data you would like to know, I don't mind to click upon that kind of a slide to show you the data flow. What I basically wanted to share with you is that this country needs a management in distribution of food grain. And it is no less than the level of officers who are present here can really contribute to that kind of a distribution in this country. I had personally my 3 spells of service, one in Northeast, one in the East and one in West, where I have seen that unless and until at the level of an officer at your level is really able to contribute to kind of a management in this food circuit, FCI alone cannot achieve it without that. Both aspects they want to perform, and this has been shown by the government of Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh was not on the map of India for having surplus food grain available. They have shown it. In the last 3 years, state of Madhya Pradesh has shown that they can do wonder. They were not having enough wheat for their own consumption. They have touched 80 lakh ton procurement in wheat. It is first thing. The state government has to show its commitment, and Madhya Pradesh has gone into the DCP mode. Similarly, the state government of Chhattisgarh has shown, I think I have seen the schedule of lectures for the training. There are representatives from Chhattisgarh also who will be talking to you on how they have reached this DCP novel system of procurement. Even today, Chhattisgarh has developed a system in which every farmer is on their net. They can transfer the amount which is to be paid to the farmer through an electronic transfer mode. So first is the commitment of the state, really it wants to perform it or not. Second commitment is, does the state have enough financial resource? Because all this procurement you cannot do without having adequate finance. We had a tough time in the eastern zone, both in the state of Bihar as well as in the state of West Bengal, that state governments didn't have adequate fund to sustain the operation of procurement to do it from the farmers. FCI in a country is having a cash credit limit in one crop season to the tune of around 30 to 40,000 crores for undertaking a minuscule of procurement. Please, you have to take that as a bottom line. We are not doing major show in the procurement. FCI, I will just run around through some slides. We are doing approximately 3% procurement of wheat in the country. We are doing just 1% procurement of paddy in the country. Our one season credit limit is in the tune of 30 to 40,000 crores. And this all is possible only when there is finance available. Per day outlay from FCI is in 1,000 crores per day during the procurement season. So that is the second important thing. Once there is a state government commitment, second is the finance availability. Because no farmer is going to give you paddy or wheat if free of cost. Nobody is going to. And unless you provide enough financial background to the state operation, there can be no success in the future. And I will tell you very sincerely what is my experience in FCI. If you do not have two important items in procurement, one, the storage capacity, second, the finance, then you are working against procurement. You are not working for procurement. It may be that we have a slogan that we will not allow any distressed sale in the country. After all, it is people at our level who are making these reports available to the press and to the government. We know how to suppress these reports, we know how to make these reports. But finally, what is at the end of the day is that if you do not have storage capacity and if you do not have finance, then you are against procurement. We have seen situations both in West Bengal, both in Bihar, I am telling you local experience, where farmers have paddy. They want to give it for procurement, but we could not take it over because of two factors. Either the storage capacity at that point was not available or the local finance was not available. The next following point, which is for the procurement, is the previous lecture which you have been hearing, that a state cannot complete its commitment unless and until it invests in infrastructure for rice milling. Because no rice plant now can be established by 10 lakh rupees. Which is the bottom line now. You cannot have a rice plant by investing 10 lakh rupees and do it. No. It is the event of now crores of rupees. I was just sharing my experience before I started my lecture with Mr. Chakravarti. We have some rice mills in the country where the rice is delivered with 0% broken. You will be surprised. You can ask those mills that you want rice with broken 0%. They will deliver you rice. But are you ready for that cost? I don't want to be officially quoted anywhere. There are certain rice mills in our country who are producing rice of a specification which is superior to the rice which is normally procured by FCI or state agencies in procurement. But then to make their financial resources balanced, they will add broken rice to it.
Yes, yes. Yes, broken rice, but black grains are also added.
Because in the food specification, while we go for procurement of delivery of levy or CMR rice, we have broken available up to 25%. And if I am a miller, I am making rice which is just with 10%. Can I be a fool? I can give you 15% free of cost. They are adding broken rice to the rice before they deliver it to FCI or to the state agency. Even that is also a scenario in the country. So, the basic point remains what I am going to do as a manager for procurement. If I do not consider these four fundamental things for the procurement of rice or wheat in a state or in a country, then I am doing really a lip service. Now we have recently added around 5 million tons of storage capacity, which we have taken from PEG, that is Private Entrepreneur Group, also started constructing godowns under Central. As per the preamble of FCI, we have the jobs, one procurement, second storage, third its movement, and finally to its distribution. This charter, what is to FCI, we want to hand it over to the state government, and we want to have really FCI in a fashion that it can look after only what we call as a reserve stock or a buffer stock. There is no need for FCI to go into the state subject because distribution of food or the procurement is a state subject. This is the present status. We have in central pool. When I talk of central pool, it is not with FCI. It is with FCI and state agencies. I have in the central pool around 1st of July, we were at around 74 million tons of food grain, wheat plus rice. While as if you see the bottom 4 lines, this is what we really would like to have FCI for. for a strategic reserve as well as for a buffer. We have been given a mandate by the Asian countries that we have to keep some food grain reserved because of any political or natural calamity disaster in the Asian countries. So there is a strategic reserve also in India. We have certain godowns which have been identified for Asian countries, so there is a strategic reserve also. In addition to that, FCI has a mandate by Ministry of Defence that because of our vast spread in the country, we have certain godowns which have been identified for Ministry of Defence to have a minimum stock level available in those areas. This is, gentlemen, what I told you, the manager's role is here. We are in the same country since 1999 and 2013. The stock has reached once to 63 million tons and sometimes it has reached to 81 million tons, and the country is same. And if you see the bottom thinner line, which is just a horizontal almost a line, this is what is the buffer stock. We have not increased the level of buffer stock by a major definition, but it is under a revision now. While as the total stocks in the central pool have grown multi-fold, not they have gone double, they have gone multi-fold. Often there is a report in the press that whatever food grain is held by Food Corporation of India in the central pool, it is only damaged food grain or rotten which is not fit for human consumption. But if you see the table, we have only last 3 years stock available in our godowns. We don't have more than 3-year-old stock available in our godowns. So it cannot be that we have rotten stocks available. Since you are all at a level where these things start cropping up in the public and press, I think this sharing information with you is important. Otherwise this didn't have much of role, but I thought no, this you should be aware about. If you see the first 3 rows, that means 98% of the stock in the stock inventory is just 2 years old. 98%. This is for rice. Similar situation if you see for the wheat. Wheat, just last 3 years, wheat is almost 99% old. So it cannot be that FCI is holding rotten stocks and it is giving people something bad. It doesn't go by that. Because if that would have been true, that FCI is holding in central pool stocks which are not fit for human consumption, then last year we have touched a distribution to the tune of 66 million tons. So it wouldn't be possible that if we would be sharing with people rotten and damaged food grain, then we would have distributed 66 million tons. This is just a scenario what I have given in the previous graph. This is almost the same from 2001. If we see the stock availability, it has gone from 60 million and it has reached to 82 million. That means this country has a potential. You talk of having its potential, this is evident from this table, that you can go to any domain. We can go from 80 to even to 90 also, provided the first 4 fundamentals of management of food is done. This is just a scenario and one has to visualize this scenario. This is event in a mandi. And you have to imagine in this mandi, in one day, 1 lakh ton of wheat is procured in one day. I am not sure whether I should go into the detail of this event in the slide, but I thought.
I think we should carry on.
Okay. I will skip these write-ups. I don't think I have spoken about these write-ups. This is important. If you see this, I think it is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Huh? Just have a look. I have the state of Bihar in this. And if you see 12-13 in the last total, it is 8997. This is primary procurement centers opened by the government of Bihar for doing procurement. And can you imagine that they are not doing even 12 lakh tons? And just take the example of Punjab. They have just 1770. That is just 1/5, and they are doing country's highest. There is the commitment of the state required. Otherwise, primary packs available in Bihar is in the range of 9,000. Performance-wise, it's too low. It is not that there is not production available in Bihar. There is enough production.
Infrastructure is not there.
That's what I'm saying. Despite they have primary cooperative societies to the tune of 9,000, infrastructure is not there. This slide is to share with you that what was the earlier graph showing that we could reach to the 82 million ton kind of a stock is actually because of this yellow and blue line. If you will not give appropriate cost to the farmer, you cannot increase the production in this country. Here is the point of potential. If you see the blue line, it is the amount of procurement percentage we have done when we are doing procurement in the country, and the red line is showing the dimension of the production in the country. Normally, by the Planning Commission, there is a thumb rule that in a country like ours, the government procurement should not be more than 30%. Because if you are doing procurement more than 30% of the total production in the country, then you are doing it at the cost. And there are several who is at the cost. First of all, there is a private market, there is a local rural market, there is a local district market. You are doing then at the cost of those markets if you are doing a central government procurement more than 30% of the total production. Because those markets also have to survive. It is not only that FCI has to become a big hoarder in the country. I am very true to the word a big hoarder. Because when I will take 30% beyond stock in the country, then whatever is the price at which I am releasing the stock becomes a benchmark in the market. And it has happened, and we are seeing it every day in and out. Whenever there is a shortage of wheat in the market, and when Government of India decides the price of open sale of price, that becomes the benchmark in the market for every trade in the country. At whatever price locally we are releasing that kind of wheat. That should not happen, and this is a real good guideline by the Planning Commission that it should be maximum to the tune of 30%. But it has happened. We have gone up to 38% in case of wheat last year. This is a small pocket, the green, which is surplus in wheat. The rest of the red area is deficit in wheat. Despite we have availability of wheat in Bihar, it is still deficit. Despite we have availability of wheat in Gujarat, it is still deficit. We have a small availability of wheat in the state of Karnataka, but it is still deficit. And every day in and out, the food habit in the country is tilting towards consumption of wheat, which is quite good. Because there are certain proteins in our food which are not available if we are continuously rice eaters. It is good that if the wheat protein is taken into a larger extent in our food. Because of this difficult diagram, FCI is in a fix. Our minimum lead from Punjab to Kerala or from Punjab to Assam, it is average lead of 1500 kilometers. So our distance of taking items from a store to the kitchen is 1500 kilometers. That is making our job slightly difficult. I was speaking about these states. If you see these states, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Bihar and UP, during last just 6 years, you can just see, they have not increased their procurement, they have multiplied their procurement. Madhya Pradesh, 2006-07 procurement was negligible. Maybe it would have been some 1,000 tons. In 6 and 7, they reached to 85 lakh tons in 6 years' time. Rajasthan, just from a minuscule of 2,000 tons, reached to around 20 lakh tons. Gujarat from 4, it could not go ahead, it is not able to come up. Bihar where it was just around 8,000 tons, it tried to reach up to 7-8 lakh tons. Even UP, it tried to reach up to around 50-51 lakh tons from earlier just 1 or 2 lakh tons. Now this is not possible that it is done by FCI. Let me be very clear with you. This has been done because there was a consistent policy of Government of India to increase MSP first. That means Government of India was first ready to shell out money. And if you see our performance, our earlier subsidy on the food grain for which FCI has a role was in the domain of 40 to 50,000 crores. Today, this is what I shared with you last. In case of procurement by FCI, we are doing just 16% of the country's total procurement of wheat. Rest, 80-85% is done by the state governments or their agencies. This is the scenario for paddy. We have around 101 million tons, 102 million tons of paddy production available in the country. But the procurement is in the domain not gone beyond 30-35%, which is there static. It is not going much higher. Because in case of rice, the design of the country is slightly different. The greener areas are paddy growing areas. The red is deficient. And since this is scattered throughout the country and the policies of the state governments are not consistent as it was for a smaller group in the wheat, here the policy for procurement of paddy is not consistent. Otherwise, total production of paddy in Punjab and Haryana together, you have to just compare that. Total production of paddy in Punjab and Haryana is less than the production which is available in the state of UP and West Bengal. We agree to the fact that yes, local consumption of rice in Punjab and Haryana is just 5 or 10%. But that doesn't mean that procurement in West Bengal and UP should be less than Punjab. It is dramatically less than these two states. In case of paddy, paddy procured by FCI is 1%. 99% paddy is procured by the state agencies. So you can understand what is the role of Punjab and Haryana state agencies. They are taking almost 100% of paddy of their own by the state agencies, not by FCI. Almost. FCI's role in paddy procurement in Punjab and Haryana is almost negligible. That means the state government is committed to provide MSP on paddy for Punjab, Haryana farmers of their own. They are not dependent on FCI at all. It cannot be. Sir, it cannot be. Wherever in the present domain in the country you are developing new townships, new development areas, you are providing export zones, you are keeping provisions of hospitals, schools, temples and mosques. Why not a food grain depot? It can't be that. You can't do that. It's not possible. It is okay for the sake of a meeting. I come to your office, you will tell me that it is not land available. That's not fair. I can't agree to that because when we did 5 lakh ton with Adani, we could develop 5 lakh ton. That time also we had to construct it on land only. No, we have not constructed in a year. And you will be surprised. We have this 5 lakh is a very beautiful concept. We have only 2 lakh ton in Punjab, 2 lakh ton, rather less than 2 lakh ton in Haryana at Kaithal and Moga. Rest is available at Calcutta. Bandel Godown is Adani's. Yeah. How could they get land at Bandel? How could we get land at another godown at Chennai? How could we get land again at Bombay? Because these major mother silos are in Kaithal and Moga in Punjab, Haryana only just to keep stock. Otherwise, disposal is at Bandel, disposal is at Calcutta, at Chennai or at Bombay. So whatever, that's what I am saying. When there is a commitment, they have done it. They have shown to the Indian government that you can make such things. Today people are saying that this construction of silo by Adani was a white elephant. How can you say it? They were the only forerunners who could do it. This project has costed 750 crores. And it is working. Today we have assured 5 lakh tons of wheat in these silos. There is no damage to the stock. Rather, I think my West Bengal officers will bear it out. When we did open sale of wheat, the local traders said, no, we want the stock in Bandel only. We don't want anywhere else around Calcutta. We do not have any go down while I unload. We do not have any shed while I unload. We have again the same plastic sheet, black beneath the food grain, unloaded from a rail and then put into a truck and distributed. We have this and we are boasting about it because it is this system which is distributing 65 million tons. If you see any railway goods shed in the country, now railways have changed their design of food grain rakes. They have gone into jumbo rakes where the number of wagon is likely to touch 60. And if you see on a goods shed while this rake is parked, the goods shed is available just for 2 bogies. The rest is like this, what is the photograph, and we don't want to hide it. It is a fact. And on this fact is the strength of the distribution in the country. Our future. Government of India has already passed an ordinance, and under that ordinance, all of us are now committed. Whether we are able to perform or not, we will be hauled up now. Whether we are able to distribute or not, now there is no excuse that I could not give it. Now we will be hauled up. If you look it from the scenario that this is good or bad, this is quite good. There is no welfare state to exist, and that also in a democratic setup, if it doesn't worry about the people.
The quantity will be required.
FCI on date is around 76,000 crore subsidy. Resume it. Last decision of Government of India that we tried to go for export of wheat. We had so many commentaries on this while we started on this subject. First commentary was Indian wheat is not apt to the condition we can export. But I can share with all of you, Indian wheat is at par with wheat what is eaten in Australia, what is eaten in US, what is eaten in Canada. 4.5 million ton was the target of Government of India for export. We have touched almost 4.2 million tons. By exporting wheat, what was procured by Indian agencies, we have not done any upgradation in that wheat. What is distributed to public in India was exported out. There was no intermediary process of upgrading that wheat first and then issue, nothing like that. We are thankful to Directorate of Wheat Research at Karnal, who gave us a lot of strength while we were in the job for export.
So only a category of wheat is exported.
There was no A category or B. This was only condition that it will be the current crop, that is all. Only current crop was a condition, no other criteria. And exporting was not done by somebody giving some country a favor. It was just by an international open tender. These 2-3 slides ahead, I necessarily wanted to share with you that there are concepts that there are big 2-leg rats in FCI who are eating food inventory of the country. It is nothing like that. Whenever we have a food grain available in storage, food grain by its own definition is a living entity. While I procure wheat or I procure rice or for that sake paddy, I have a norm in the specification of Government of India that at the time of procurement, I should have say 14% moisture in the rice when I am delivering this from mill to FCI storage. There is another concept in FCI that's called transit loss. I told you we have a distance between storehouse and kitchen is average in country 1500 kilometers. And 95% of the movement of FCI stock is by railway rakes, not by trucks. 95% is by railway rake. I don't want to tell you what is the condition of railway wagon and railway bogies. I think all of you are aware about that. We have no other system available by which we could transport this food grade. While we are putting a consignment into the wagons, we do not follow the railways clear RR concept. We work under a concept called set to contain. So under that, when we move stocks, we have transit losses, and they are also around 0.5, 0.7% in the country, because I have a bag which has remained in the storage for 1 year, 1.5 years. Its textures get damaged, its texture gets loosened. There is a loss. We have in FCI 4 systems of workers which often are in news. FCI के worker ने हल्ला कर लिया और मिलना बंद हो गया. Yes, we have 4 different systems for doing the same job. Thank you all.
Now, Sri A.K. Somshekhar will please deliver his lecture on paddy procurement in Chhattisgarh, and I think my friends will enjoy the class.
Tomorrow it is possible to attend at 11:15.
So what about Calcutta, sir?
It is also
It's West Bengal is discussed. But there is slight difference. I think you procure rice.
no.
Really paddy procurement milling by the millers through the responsible person is a government agency. Then we receive rice also. That is the system that is in Chhattisgarh. And there are certain advantages in that. More than that, in these problems like PDS, whenever you say PDS, people immediately come to mind is diversion, not other things. Similarly, in the paddy procurement also there is a lot of recycling, lot of fraud is there. How transparency can increase it? How computation can? Of course, losses are there. There are some technical losses, as we have been learning from the morning. Improvement in technologies definitely will improve the efficiency, etc. But at the same time, because of corruption, because of frauds, there is so much loss, which is in magnitude more than what other efficiencies can improve. So the basic purpose is, objective of this whole computerization in my present, one is how farmer is benefited, second how diversion could be controlled with the transparency. I am not claiming that computerization can stop any fraud. But let me talk about paddy procurement. In 2007, we started re-engineering paddy procurement part with computerization basically. To introduce things, Government of Chhattisgarh proposed paddy at MSP as a DCP state. DCP stands for Decentralized Procurement. Already, 2 of the speakers have told us, it is basically procuring paddy from farmer is Government of India's scheme. And some states came forward and say that we procure our own paddy. Whatever we need from the public distribution system, we keep with us, and remaining we will hand over to the central board. This is a decentralized procurement state, and all the costs involved will be reimbursed by the Government of India, of course, subject to some conditions and this thing. So, on behalf of Government of India, Chhattisgarh is procuring paddy, like West Bengal is procuring, and on behalf of state government, there are certain agencies like Marketing Federation, who is responsible for actually procurement of paddy. And whatever we require, we keep with us, and remaining we are giving to central pool, and contribution to the central pool is increasing year by year. So what are our stakeholders? 10 lakh farmers. We procure paddy from 10 lakh families. About 20 lakh transactions take place. Each farmer on an average is selling at 2 times. And 1500 mills. Mills are very important for us. And in our Chhattisgarh state, 1500 mills are there to mill. And there are actually 1333 packs. They are actually the packs from Primary Agricultural Cooperative Society is the agency which directly procures paddy from the farmer. So we have about 2000 centers like that in 2012-13. In 2000 centers, farmer is coming and procuring. Earlier to this packs and the DCP, it was done as in most of the states, it is done only in mandis. We have about 90-100 mandis in our state. The farmers have to walk with their commodities to mandi, which is about 25-30 kilometers away from their district. Now it is within 10 kilometers. At 2000 places we are procuring. There is one how farmer is benefited. If suppose if the distance to sell is more, there will be a distress sell. People say, oh, who will go there? I will sell to that middleman or Kochia, whatever you call. And there is a Chhattisgarh Marketing Federation on behalf of government of Chhattisgarh. Markfed is responsible for procurement operations, and there is Chhattisgarh State Civil Supplies Corporation who receives rice to distribute into the public distribution system. And there is a Food Corporation of India, it is also stakeholder. It receives excess rice so that it can to send to other states. And district central cooperative banks, all these primary cooperative banks are the account holders of these district cooperative banks. So district central cooperative banks and Department of Food. Department of Food is a nodal agency for formulating policies and for monitoring, for supervising, etc. These are my stakeholders. Farmer is offered a minimum support price by the government. If he is getting better price at other place, he is welcome to go. It is not that he should sell only to me. I will give 1000 rupees. If you get better sale, you go somewhere else. If you are not getting any better price, you come to me. Because of this, because we are operating some centers who procure at minimum support price, automatically millers, if they want paddy, they have to minimum give that much price. So it reduces distress sale. And because of operating more and more purchase centers, they have to walk less distance now. Third, actually earlier to DCP there was a complaint. Actually, FCI used to procure Chhattisgarh rice. Every state has one flavor of rice, and that people like that rice, and other states do not like that rice. Chhattisgarh people like Chhattisgarh rice. Sometimes if you get from other places rice in the public distribution system, people had complaints. Even the quality is FAQ, fair average quality. Naturally, what local varieties we like it. So now what is happening? Chhattisgarh is procuring, and we are consuming at the PDS itself. Also, they are getting only local varieties. So accounting, auditing, and reconciliation. Most important is reconciliation. See, lakhs of trucks move. As the earlier speaker was telling you, the number of trucks they have to move. Even a small state like Chhattisgarh, in that 100 days of procurement, lakhs of trucks will be moving. So from society, the packs, what I am calling, the truck moves and is supposed to reach at the storage center, but it is diverted and black marketed. Only it can be reconciled. It was used to be reconciled 6 months later, 1 year later. After 1 year, they used to find that 100 trucks were missing. They were supposed to be here, they were not there. Now, because of computerization, it has now become a daily this thing. Transparency is increased, accountability in all levels is increased, because everything now in the public domain, anybody can see how many farmers, not number, by name, by father's name, by check number, how much he has sold, what is the check number, how much money has been paid. These details are available. Whether, see, available in transparent manner so that it can be checked by journalists, by anybody. Earlier to 2007, it started in 2007. First, I talk about some little bit non-IT reforms. We used to procure at packs. When it is procured, to continue with the next day's procurement, this paddy used to be transported to the temporary storage centers. We used to transport there, and we have to give millers to that paddy for milling. In 2006, we have stopped that. Why should it be transported to the temporary storage centers first and then to mill? And some paddy directly we are giving to mills by following some process of delivery order, security, and so 1/3 of the paddy procured is now directly given to mills, which saves the double transport part. So this is first. the reforms, what happens? See, the outcome you can see when if there is a clear-cut performance indicator improves. See, you can see in 2001 there was only 6 lakh tons, metric tons only procured. In 2000 it is 15, and 2011-12 it is 59. In 2012-13 it is 70 lakh ton which Chhattisgarh has procured. It is increasing. It is increasing. If it is increasing can be, if there is increase in production, there should be increase in purchase or sale something. But increase in production is not this much. Increase in production is there, it is only 20-25% because of irrigated land, etc. Because of the convenience of selling paddy. At their doorsteps, they are able to get, they are getting the payment immediately. They also, they are they are not selling at the mandis, they are selling at these procurement centers. Not only that, another factor is also there, of course, not big. Other than that, in Chhattisgarh, public distribution system is almost universalized. So now computerization span. There are presently 2000 procurement centers, 60 paddy storage centers, 27 food controllers, 27 districts we have, 27 food controllers office, 27 district marketing offices, markets representative, 27 district managers offices, and 190 CMR receiving centers of Civil Supplies Corporation. Again, 57 FCA CMR receiving centers and Directorate of Food. These are the we have connected all these stakeholders. By paddy procurement, computerization has been significant. It's not one stakeholder, it's not one department to computerize. We have to operate all the offices well connected, because in the paddy procurement milling operations all are involved. Every table is to be computerized. Sir, it's the computerization that took place in Chhattisgarh is not MIS. It's not entering offline entry dating. The check as it is generated through computer, the delivery orders are generated through computer, like your railway ticket. Railway ticket, it's not that first manual ticket issue karo, after that you enter it. Everything is real time and online mostly. Okay, sir, this preparation become in the preparation before procurement, this Dunnes, Tarpaulin, etc. Okay, definitely any paddy procurement will do. As far as computerization is concerned, the farmer's registration should be done. Before, how it is done? First thing, sir, in two different ways. In 2007-8, we didn't call farmers. What we have done is, in 2006-7, you have manual registers, name of the farmer, etc. We have given a software, offline software on desktop computer, and they have simply entered whatever they have. Whoever the farmers sold last year, that's all. That is the registration. But last year, because now we are so streamlined, etc., last year we said that it is not like that. Farmer should come and give a application that I want to sell it. That they have been digitized. That is called registration. Yeah, that is called credit card. We also have it. Print pustika we call it. Yeah. See, why identified means it is not digitized. Registration does not mean harm. Okay, that farmer is to be registered, and we are capturing 2-3 important things, and other than name, etc. Area of paddy zone. Why we are using that area? Area of paddy zone actually. Suppose he has grown paddy with 10 hectares. Like that we capture it, and district collector is responsible for every society. He will fix a maximum paddy that can be purchased from a farmer per 1 hectare in a society. Suppose he fixed 30 quintal I can propose. If he is having 10 hectare, my computer does not allow 30 into 10, more than 300 quintal he cannot. That reduces slightly this type of thing. Second, we are taking, of course, his caste and a credit book number. Credit book number actually, there may be more number of credit books, not only one. If we have to through our places land, it will be comma, etc. Okay? And what we have given actually, I'll start from here, PAX module. In every, because you are more interested in every procurement center, we have given one computer in 2007. It is still in the 6th year also, without any problem, we need to give another one. 6 saal chal gaya. one computer, two printers. Both are automatic printers. One printer for taking the reports, another small 80-color printer for check roll. And UPS, generator. Chhattisgarh really lucky. We have a power surplus state. There is no real darkouts. But still we have given a generator because it's a very sensitive, paddy procurement is a very sensitive issue in Chhattisgarh. All political issues. If suppose one society could not purchase for one day a big Rasta Roko and political halla, that I think you also experienced it. Actually, it's a standalone module. As I was telling you, everything is not online. These at 2000 places, there is no connectivity. There was no connectivity at least. Even today, there is no very good connectivity. But 2007, there was no connectivity. We didn't even try to get any connectivity. Everything offline development we started at. But that data should come to the server. Rest all modules are online real time. So we did a innovation. What is the Indian jugaad? we have employed runners. Yes, runner is nothing but a motorbike, a qualified intermediate person, 12th person with a motorbike, and we have given a pen drive. In my society, there is a data base, a data propagator. All the data in an encrypted form will come to the pen drive. His duty is to go to the nearest net point and log in through his login ID and password and upload it and download the data, whatever in the server like delivery orders, etc. and again go there, place it. This is actually physical transfer of electronic data without connectivity. No, I'll tell. That was it. Okay, the 10 lakh farmers. See, again, let me tell you, while computerizing everything, while designing the system, this was not part of really, check generation is not really part of, at that time, the secretary, our secretary, etc. were thinking that we need monitoring system, otherwise there were some problems like one miller has delivery order, I think, to give paddy, the DMO will give a delivery order to take from the packs, paddy from packs. He has duplicated it, printed it, and 1 crore worth of paddy has been given by that society, and came to know only after 1 year. Fake this thing, or fake acknowledgements. After giving the rice at the Civil Supplies Corporation, they will get paddy. But this, whether the acknowledgement is really true or forged, nobody knows. Because of these problems, computerization, the computation was visualized. You should computerize it. At that time, really farmer was not sick. But while discussions, one joint director who is actually supposed to come here but could not come, insisted, what are you doing? Spending all this much amount, you are computerizing everything, but when farmer is not benefited, what is the purpose of whole computerization? Is it for the bureaucrats or this thing? Then we have included this idea, no, farmer should get a computer generated. So we have added another printer. And now, really paddy procurement has been highlighted only for that place. And all the remaining things, getting a very good report is really not well appreciated by others. But when farmer is getting it, it has become a political advantage for the ruling party. And CM dramatizes it in all his political speeches. He adds one or two masala. I have seen on internet this thing. He never sees internet, but he says it. Dramatize centers. Paddy storage center again. And tell me, when I say storage center, there is no center. It's only open place under categories, as the FCA is telling. Even plinth also we don't have. It is only on the grass sort of thing. Will just do it. There also we have put 2 computers, 2 data entry operators, 2 printers. In that, like there will be a temporary shed like, and there was no connectivity, and there is no connectivity today also, because even they are in the block headquarters, they will be 20-25 kilometers away from the block headquarters. No broadband, no signal, no center. There we have given 200 VSATs we have taken from BSNL on high, and still they are using this. Out of 250 places, still we are using VSAT technology. Only remaining 150 we could replace with other type of connectivity. So whenever it, okay. See, let me, paddy procurement and shifting for storage center is over. Now milling is left out. Milling should start from another cycle. There are 1500 mills. 1500 mills, and in 2007 we started registration of mills. There should be online registration. Miller has to enter all his records, take a printout, sign it, attach the copies and give it the food officer. Food officer will register the after physical verification of the space. He will register based on that data online. Then he will give, collector is authorized to give a permission for milling. Collector will give permission on milling online through his module, login module. That Anumati we got it. It will come directly to the district marketing officer's module. District marketing officer executes an agreement with the miller. After executing agreement, now before lift, at the time of agreement there won't be any security. But then if he wants to lift some paddy, he has to submit some security in 3 forms. One is you give bank guarantee, or otherwise you give fixed deposit receipt. But third, which is very important, 90% is advance rice. You give rice first and take paddy later. No risk at all. No risk at all. And 90% of paddy is lifted only advance rice. Okay. So this is the whole process, sir. And now
Have you been closing stock of all 1888 packs that you
yeah.
Power plants. In fact,
I
Andhra
think
Pradesh,
yours is a power surplus.
yes, no, not as of now, but very soon. There is actually a big hype being created in Telangana area saying that they will buy power from Chhattisgarh and then they will be able to take care of their requirements. So, a lot of things are happening in Chhattisgarh. It's a state to be watched. The 3-year rural medical practitioners program also, as I said in the morning, it was started in Chhattisgarh but perfected in Assam.
But how government machinery is going in the left-wing extremist area in Chhattisgarh? That's a problem.
There are blocks, not many, but there are blocks in extremist affected areas where even today I don't think the district
Sir,
administration.
I think in your state, that is Andhra Pradesh, that is one of the major.
No, that is over now.
In terms of governance.
In Andhra Pradesh, that is over.
That is over.
Extremist problem is no longer there. There is the Telangana problem.
Telangana problem.
Now it is
As of now.
But Naxalites in
That is
Chhattisgarh are only from Andhra
separately
Pradesh. Naxalites in Chhattisgarh is only from Andhra Pradesh.
We have
All leaders are
exported them to
from-
Chhattisgarh.
Sir, what we are expecting a 15-minute lecture on Telangana issue.
This is not the forum. But
Sir,
over dinner we can discuss that.
Guys.